My name's Garrett Young. I'm the executive producer on the Bond team. James Bond is a very beloved property. As they say, Bond is that man that every man wants to be and every woman wants to be with. This is the first Bond game with Daniel Craig as Bond. This is the first Bond game on next-gen platforms, so we get to do things in our game that haven't been seen in a James Bond game ever before. So that's an exciting thing and an exciting opportunity for us.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Ludes, and I'm one of the design directors. The film production team disclosed many things to us, whether it be screenshots from the film, anything from dailies or models. What that means for the game is that we have gone through authentically and tried to recreate moments in the game so that people can feel what the movie is like.
We've gotten thousands of photos from the set of the new movie and hundreds of photos from Casino Royale, so it's really helped a tremendous amount. We are going to record voice for all the major characters, and all the real actors' voices will be in our game.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Most of our scenes in our game will be scenes that gamers will recognize from the movies, but there are some interesting things that we're doing in between scenes of the movies to make it more of an interactive gameplay experience.
You get to take the active role in what Bond is going to do in that sequence you watched happen. So when Bond made that choice to either go through the door or not, simply instead of watching through that movie, that's your choice now. We can make sure that we're creating the most authentic experience, detailed and directly related to the information they've given to us.
The amount that they've been open with us and trusted us with this information well before the movie has come out has been a great thing, and it's going to make our game that much better. When it comes to getting the characters' likenesses in the game, it's a pretty long, involved process.
The talent will sit down in a chair, and a laser will come around, and that laser is collecting 3D data. We bring that data back here to the studio, and then our artists then create the models, create normal maps, and texture them. So this is Daniel Craig. This is his high-resolution 3D scan data right here. Most characters in video games have about 3 or 4 textures. We're actually using 7 to make Bond's face look good. Creating the character models of the Bond women is quite a fun task indeed.
Have you done this before?
I really wonder what it's gonna look like. I love that one.
We scan the heads just as we do with the other characters. We got Eva Green and Camille and M even. It was actually a lot of fun.
Wow.
Oh, wow, it's great.
This is so cool.
Guys, that's amazing. That's me.
That is you.
That's officially me.
Chris Soares, art director for the Bond team.
Alex Bortoluzzi, and I'm a photographer for the team.
When we're putting a character together, we have an understanding of how it's all going to get mapped.
We started with a shot list, so we can actually map the head perfectly and photograph every single angle possible.
And when a face moves, you have all these muscles that kind of create a smile or create a frown. So we're using Alex's photographs to get all those details right.
No, sorry, that's not me.
No, it is a trick. This is all brand new technology that we use, and you have to talk them through it so they feel comfortable doing it.
When you start filming and suddenly somebody comes to be your stand and you think, you're joking. Where's that tall person?
Someone like Judi Dench comes in, it just kind of rocks you out of your world a little bit.
She exudes this confidence, and it's like, now we know why she's M.
M's role in James Bond is bossing James Bond about a lot. Not that he takes that much notice of her, actually. It nevertheless consists of lots of the scenes I've already done. There's very, very few lines that I didn't actually say in Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace. You suddenly see kind of an old friend coming up to meet you. And so it was, you know, not so foreign to me. Hello. I'm Chris. Nice to see you.
With your eyes closed, please.
I can't work an ironing board. I certainly can't work a computer. But my grandson is absolutely brilliant at it. It's terrific for him, so he can't wait to get it. And I can't wait to see him play it.
So the first steps when it comes to making a game like ours is sitting down with the people making the movie and understanding the script that is being written, getting a great understanding of the characters and of the overall story that we're bringing to life. We have been working really closely with the filmmakers. They've been hugely supportive and hugely helpful. We would not be able to make this game as good as it is and as it will be without their help. They invited us on set 3 times, so we got to see them do some filming of Casino Royale, and then twice for Quantum of Solace we've been out on set.
It's great to see, the real deal. We're going to be getting photographs of that later on today, and looking forward to bringing that back to my art team so that they can build that space. It's going to be great. Authenticity is the big thing for our project this time around, and we want to really make sure that we're nailing that exactly right.
I consider myself really lucky to be, the first movie game I've worked on, and it's with guys that have been so, embracing us with open arms and really helping us do what we need to do to build this game. The environments are an exciting part of this game. It is where you exist, it's where the story is told, and it's where you pursue and accomplish your mission as James Bond. Most of our scenes in our game will be scenes that gamers will recognize from the movies.
I'm the money.
Every penny of it.
When we create it as a video game, we just can't simply create the hallway that James Bond is in. We need to create the hallway and the world that exists outside of the hallway that shows you that you're in this real place that ties everything in the world together.
They've given us thousands of photos of Quantum of Solace so that we can take their scenes that they're building either at Pinewood in London or on location, take those scenes, and then create our interactive environments for the game. There's a huge variety of environments. You don't honestly see that in as many first-person shooters, but it also is part of the advantages that we have in working closely with the movie guys, so we have so much more data and reference and so many more ideas to pull from for the environments.
My name is Brian Douglas. I'm a level designer. First stages of building a level don't exist on the computer. You do it on paper, you do it in discussion, you get a basic concept to work with, and you say, all right, how can we make something fun out of this concept? We outline it, we lay it down, we draw out a basic map, and we sort of describe how it's going to work with the gameplay. Find reference shots, capture it. Once we have it all, we go in and we start laying it down. In very basic forms, blocks. We spend a lot more time redesigning things constantly. Everything from the movie that the player is going to recognize, you put in the game. Then we start putting in the details, making the buildings look real, really placing things in the world that make the world come to life. The power of the next-gen technology is its ability to process things better and faster, drive the graphics to greater depths, and really immerse you in the world. The things you're going to encounter are cool.
With the Bond game, we knew we wanted to focus on content and excelling at the content and taking features further ahead. What that meant was we needed a strong foundation. And what better foundation to have than Game of the Year, Call of Duty 4?
The number of technical hurdles that we'll have in building this game will be much lower than if we had built from scratch. One of the things that using the Call of Duty 4 engine has really helped us with, figuring out what we want to do and what we can do within this technology and with the tool set we have available to really bring Bond to life. We've added this third-person cover combat. Anytime you see Bond in the game, that's new technology that we've added on top of the Call of Duty 4 engine. That's something that we did because we know that gamers not only want to play as Bond and be Bond as they play our game, but they want to see Bond on screen also. Another one of the ways that we are building on top of the COD 4 engine is in our AI system. It's no longer a scripted AI, it's much more of a dynamic AI that reacts and interacts to you in the world as you move through it as James Bond.
We're very, very fortunate to be able to work with an amazing engine.
When you jump into the game, you are looking through the eyes of James Bond. You are Bond. Bond as a character is very resourceful. One of the biggest things is that Bond's greatest weapon is his mind. He is very often outmanned, almost always outgunned, and so he needs to use his mind to get through a situation. You are Bond in our game, and so you have very much the same tools to your disposal to make decisions and how you approach a situation. You can decide, okay, I'm going to come in guns a-blazing. This is how I enjoy playing. This is how I think Bond would do it.
We kind of think to ourselves, what would Bond do? Kind of how he would move, because he's very specific. He's got this style about him. We've been studying his facial movements, his body language, the way his body moves. We're trying to translate that overall attitude. So when you see Bond, you think, oh, that's very Bond. He's not some kung fu hero. He's not a thug.
One of the important things in this game is to really feel like James Bond. And gamers will feel that because as a first-person game, Right when you jump into the game, you are looking through the eyes of James Bond. You are Bond.